Welcome to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room, starring Rocky DiStefano, Phil Pasquale, Delano Williams, and Mark Mullen, with featured guest, former NFL pro Antone Davis. Fantasy football, real results.
What's up, and welcome to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room. What?
Wow, that was like you never done it before.
No, I've never had to drop off. Usually it's ringing in the background, and that's true. It just cut off completely. Never.
Maybe we got to fix our new board.
Little tweak.
A little gun shy, I think.
I think it was seamless.
Nah, that got me.
I think the failure was you, but we'll go. I mean, we can fix the board.
No, I'm pretty sure we go back and listen to most of every episode, and it just threw me off a little bit. Just cut.
Yeah.
It just cut.
But positive, you didn't stumble over your words this time.
Nah, it just was like, it's hurt.
It's possible that the person who recorded the sound maybe cut it off. It's possible.
I think it was you.
Unlikely.
Right?
I don't know. You should have let it ride out. Usually, song music just doesn't.
Yeah, well.
Just a hard stop.
It's
Anyways.
the new normal, so.
Hey, guys,
Stop. Get the hell out of here.
pretty much that's how it went. That's how I felt.
Hey, let's.
Closing time.
Should we talk about this? This is from Mr. Russo. We want to appreciate him.
Yeah.
This is his kombucha.
Unity vibration.
How'd you pronounce that? What'd you say?
Kombucha? How do you pronounce
I
it?
think there's an M in it. I don't know if is it
Kombucha?
silent? Is it a silent M?
Just tell me how to pronounce it.
I don't know how to pronounce it either.
I'm old.
Mark probably knows.
You know
Mark, how do you pronounce it?
I have no idea. I think the K is silent too. I think it's Obucha.
Kombucha.
Yeah,
Well,
there's no K or M.
My flavor is bourbon peach, so we're gonna give it a shot.
Oh.
What are you guys drinking? Oh no!
Yep.
A little excited there, buddy. Huh?
Oh,
You know
God.
what? I pulled a Phil.
I swear to God, if mine does that, then I hit the
I'm
nail on the head
allergic
with
to
mine.
kombucha.
Is that good for it to do, or is that like negative?
It's just beer, so
I'm just saying.
just suck the liquid off the top.
I'm just saying that if my Elderwand does the same thing, I was right. You guys were wrong.
Hey,
It'd probably be
whoa.
the best thing that happened to Elderwand in a while.
Well, let's see.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, he's got
Shit.
time bombs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not opening mine.
At all?
No, I don't want to waste it. I'm allergic to it.
Right.
You say all kind of things.
Mines won't do it.
There you go. Mine's not a
Already
word.
knew.
I mean,
Already
it's
knew.
mine. But
Oh, yeah. So
trying to
coming
help
from
you
used
out.
guys.
Hey. By the way, Russo, where's this Russo guy from? I know a
I'm
Russo.
using my notes to wipe off.
I know a Russo.
Umbucha.
Where's he from?
He's from here in Claremont.
Oh,
actually.
I'm not saying Russo.
Yeah, no. But
I have
you know what?
questions.
About
Yeah,
I got
pretty good.
questions.
I think it's pretty good. Mine.
Yes.
Are we going to share? Like,
no.
No.
I mean, it's COVID.
Actually,
Mark still has COVID, I think.
The COVID's gone. But if anybody else wants to suck my Elderwand down, go ahead and swallow the knowledge.
Wow.
Mark.
swallow the knowledge.
That's just so low brow.
30 seconds in.
That's usually what Mark
I'm
does.
just so excited to be
He's
back.
30 seconds in and he's done.
You know what's, this is a mess. I got to be honest with you.
No, this is really good.
Yeah, no, mine
like
is
that?
pretty good too.
I wasn't hoping for it to be good.
So does he have a brewery, bar?
No.
Does he do it in his garage? Like, what's the deal with it?
I don't know where he does it.
Do you do it in
and
your
so I
garage,
feel
Mark?
Like anything I say could be wrong, so I'm just going to say he graced us with this, and it's
All right.
pretty good. Mine's pretty
Fair
good.
enough.
It is really good. It's made in his
Although, this
bathroom.
is a freaking mess, and me and my OCD, I can't handle this.
That looks ridiculous.
He's got a spare. He's got a spare bathroom,
Throw me a shirt.
Tell Chase the clock in.
and he makes it in his tub.
So you're saying he's got the same method as Phil does with his
Put it by you.
what? What's the holiday drink that Phil was selling us?
Coquito.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Coquito,
by
the
the way,
bathtub coquito.
How
that's
long
right.
is the coquito good for?
If you
Please don't tell me
in
you
the
still
fridge
have
for
some
like
sitting around.
5-6 months.
Okay, because
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
I got 3 bottles.
I still have
Angie, you know what coquito is? Yeah, I figured.
Say it again.
Coquito.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
Rocky says it.
It sounded like
I-
something you get out
I
of a
say it-
7-Eleven.
I say
Says
it
it,
white.
says it like he says
I
kombucha.
say it like I'm white.
He's like,
I'm white.
you got any
like coquito?
you got any of those Tostitos?
salsas.
You know what?
Totinos and coquitos.
There's a woman.
Speaking of
present.
salsas, what do you guys think about the Deshaun Watson thing?
I don't know.
Wow,
Man. That's
gulp.
pretty scary.
I wasn't ready for that segue at all.
Gulp.
I
Yeah,
think
you know.
where
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
yeah, there's too many cases. for it.
I mean, out of
Is the
nowhere,
fire
though.
massages, or I mean, I don't know that he did anything.
Inappropriate.
I mean,
Listen,
I don't think
He did
getting
a whole lot
massages
of-
makes you
he did a whole lot of
guilty of anything.
No,
So-
but I mean, if you force yourself, or
But who's saying that?
Yeah, who said that?
22 women.
No,
Yeah.
they have no
They
names.
all came out of like. So
What do you mean?
I just
Come
want to
on.
know. I just have a question. What happens? Do they all just there's a mass text message that goes out, an email?
No, there's a lawyer. So
Yeah.
have you ever watched House of Cards?
no.
Okay, so somebody
Maybe
whipping
like the
you know,
first-
it's like whipping
Or
votes.
you ever have something that goes to what do they call it? Like a civil suit, and then you get something in the mail. Like for bad acne when I was younger. I
Have
took a
you
thing
given
called
massages in the
Accutane.
past 2 years to NFL players?
No,
and they're like, oh yeah, I did.
Okay,
That's what they'll
check
do.
here.
They'll go down like the client list. So then they mail it out and they say there's a civil action suit against this company.
Do you want money?
Yeah, exactly. Do you want part of it? And you
Yeah,
have to, like,
but-
send it in
Oh,
response.
that's green. Who's going to
but-
say no? We got friggin' tax.
But none of that means that he didn't do something wrong.
Doesn't mean he did either.
No,
Right.
and so we'll find out in the court. But as a father of daughters, right?
Yeah,
There's something wrong there.
You know, and I think
I
you could
disagree vehemently.
Okay, why? Because you like
But no, I don't care for Deshaun Watson, but I just don't like people being like.
All right, then explain how he
Judged.
goes. He's sending out texts trying to settle and then deleted everything.
Is that
did
true?
You read that? Well,
No, I didn't read that.
Yeah. So apparently it was posted. It was either ESPN or Roto-World, somebody that Deshaun went back and was deleting texts where he was trying to settle.
Oh, so that's
Some of these.
that's a
Which-
I
little-
mean,
changes
I go
things.
back and delete texts. Like, wait,
there you go.
I tell you what.
I feel like we should like. By the way, we have
Kidding.
a new kind of member of our show, Angie. Angie's going to try to make us look good, which it's already.
it's hard
gone
to do
off-
when she's off camera. Though.
Well, it's already gone off the train, off the tracks already. But like, what is your thought? Do you know much about Deshaun Watson? Yes. So he's been accused of 21.
Sexual misconducts.
Yeah, with 21 different women.
Yeah.
Most of whom were like massage.
therapist.
Parlor.
Yeah.
What they're saying is that he's exposed himself.
I think it is, I feel like in some situations, probably like the first case is like the most legit, but then after that, it's like some people come in like regret.
Yeah.
And then like they see the money and then they're like, they make it a whole situation, which is bad because like a lot of people now are trying to like normalize it and like try to come out with stories, but a lot of people are confusing it with like actual situations and then feeling stuff like,
Oh wow.
So you're saying like muddying the water, basically,
you-
right?
Now, this is
You're
incredibly
dropping knowledge.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, wow.
actually
this
that's
might
actually,
be a.
for sure.
She just couldn't say that she knew who he was because that's Deshaun's lawyer apparently over there in the corner.
I am willing to allow him, the trial, like to prove his innocence. I think at the end of the day,
Well, they have to prove his guilt. It's
Well,
not the
yeah.
other way around.
I don't know. I think,
But that's the
it's-
way the law works: is you have
Yeah.
to prove guilt, not innocence. So.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but that's not the reality. The reality is he's got to show you.
Well, but in your eyes, what's the reality?
Well, especially with social media nowadays, like it's just so easy to get it out there and get people against
already
you, and then you're
guilty.
fighting. You're
he's fighting for the rest of his life.
I'm gonna hop on this. I mean, I have him in 2 dynasties. He's screwing those teams. Shit.
I think Angie's right in that there's truth in one of the cases.
Right.
Yeah, and that's important because even one time, I don't get a free pass. If I murder somebody even once, I can get tried for murder.
Well, it depends on how you do it, but
And now today on Fox News we have.
And I can see that too. It could be one person, and then everyone else is like, you know what? Now that I think about it, he started to change before I shut the door to give him those 5 minutes before I came back in to give him a
Yes.
massage.
Did-
and then everybody hops on.
Did Deshaun
Los
do it?
Angeles. What? Did we just become best friends? Yup.
Feel like we did. I've been waiting.
Rocky's
come on.
a little excited.
I'm surprised
Rocky's
you
about
made it this
excited about the
long.
soundboard.
We're like
10
7
minutes.
minutes into the
10
show,
minutes. Well, you know what I'm excited about?
What else?
I recorded those into the soundboard, albeit I did make a mistake with the intro.
Oh,
But
you were
the
willing
rest,
to.
spot on.
Thanks.
Well,
Thanks,
somebody
brother.
made a mistake.
Okay, I did too, but I wasn't expecting that.
Anything else interesting before we get into the NFC East?
No, I do feel like we got to talk about the Harry Styles.
Oh yeah,
workout
how's it
challenge.
going?
So I'm down 15 pounds now.
Nice.
Feeling pretty good, although last night was a Last night was the Tostinos.
Little risky?
So do you have cheat days with this?
No,
or
well,
no?
I hadn't had any cheat days.
Would you consider last night a cheat
Last
day?
night was a cheat because we ordered food in for our small group, and
Where the hell did you order Totino's from?
no, I didn't.
It was a
It was a joke, but we actually got
missed
Black
it.
Bear Kitchen, and we thanked
Oh, nice.
the
I'm
guys
still
at
waiting.
Black Bear. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we ate there 2 nights ago. Well, I texted you the picture. It was really, really good. We went there for wings. And I wasn't real hungry, but all the sandwiches on the board
You've already told one lie.
were incredible.
You weren't really
Yeah,
hungry.
Mark always sends you pictures of what he eats, right?
No.
What's that about?
No, dude, it was his buddy's
Peloton.
place.
We just became best friends.
Peloton.
Yeah. Have you got on the
friends.
Peloton yet?
No, man, I still don't have my strength back.
Oh boy,
But
how
I
long
am-
is this gonna go?
He doesn't have his
I'm
strength
down,
back.
I'm down 7 pounds.
Okay,
I just
what
had,
are you-
I
you
just
get
had
7 pounds?
COVID.
In a
I'm down
fight with
7.
Thor or something?
7 pounds. Okay, so we got 15, 7,
14.
14. So we're 29, 38.
36.
Yeah, 36 pounds. We're there.
Yeah.
Delano? What
You
about
guys are doing great.
How about you?
You guys are doing. I'm still adding about 7.
Listen, if you
7
don't
to
lose
it.
any weight, you're gonna do the video alone.
But he wants to
No,
He kind of wants to
because
do
he's
the
actually
Yeah.
a good singer.
like no, I'm gonna lose the weight. What are you guys talking about? I'm gonna lose the weight.
15 pounds. You're going to lose it.
It's easy, you guys.
So where are you at right now?
But now you're adding
Right
on to
now,
it.
I'm
adding
about-
weight.
It's like
About
you're, it's like
190,
you're an actor.
196.
And what did
Like
you
you're
start
adding,
at, though?
It's like you're adding weight for a role.
I
don't
am.
know about-
Yeah,
What's the role?
The role is to help
It's a
you
cinnamon
guys.
roll.
I'm gonna
Hit it.
leave you hanging.
Hit it. Hit the button in the middle.
I don't
No,
know.
I know
don't
which
hit the
one it
button.
is.
Forget it. It's too late.
I know which one.
It's on a
It's
different
over.
board. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Oh no! Don't do it. Don't do it.
We got to hit something now.
Guys, this is
Can't leave
old
the
man
viewers
working the
hanging.
soundboard.
It's
Look,
the blue one to the
he
left.
doesn't know what he's doing. Oh,
Dang!
There
Did
it
you
is.
see me? Did you see
You
me?
knew. You knew.
that's terrible.
I'm good.
Come on, that was a
Guys.
good one. I set it up. You're getting ready for a roll.
Regardless, cinnamon roll.
I know. Hit it.
You know, I laughed.
And then 6 minutes later, the drums.
Yeah, I laughed.
Anyways, hey guys, what are we talking about today?
So we're gonna. The setup is we're gonna go through each conference, right? And we're
Yeah.
gonna kind of talk about their free agencies, highlight who they signed, and whether that was good or whether that was not good.
Yep.
Right. I don't know if we're gonna do. What was a couple of shows ago? We had the 3 terms.
Oh
Explode,
yeah, explode, grow.
Grow, explode, grow, or was it shrink?
Yeah,
Or no.
I think it
No,
was.
blow.
Below.
Blow.
Yeah.
So maybe we
Oh,
can
yeah, it was
maybe
blow.
we can do that. You know, we could say whether we think the team is going to blow next
Yeah.
year. Or
Explode, grow, or
Explode.
blow. Yeah.
so why don't
Which
we get
one's
started?
good? Which one was
Explode
the good
is
one?
probably the best.
Explode's the best.
Exploding is the best.
Blow. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get what you're
'cause
saying.
You see what I'm saying?
No, blow means like they suck, right?
There's a
Okay.
you know.
Which
yeah.
one we going?
There's always somebody on
We're
the
saying we're
receiving end of
doing
that
the
that has
negative
a
blow, yeah.
completely
If-
different
if
view
we
of
blow, not
whether or
good.
That's good.
right?
So we're gonna
Just
let
saying.
this guy start right with the New York.
The New York Football Giants.
Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna start off with a blower. Let's go.
Wow. What?
Well, I'm just going to talk about the acquisitions. I mean, he's a
Just leave
Bears
him alone.
fan.
Leave him alone.
Got Andy Dalton.
Don't
That's
even.
ridiculous.
Hey.
A retread.
You know,
Wait, what did you call him first?
A retread.
Oh, I thought you said
poor
something else
Bears.
first.
What?
Even I feel bad for the Bears.
Yeah, that sucked. I kind of was pulling for you guys to get
I feel
Wilson.
bad for Cleveland. You see, they're trying to. Looks like they're going to land Jadeveon.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah, good
How
luck.
much are you going to give Dag?
8 million. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants, it's a crapshoot. I think they went out and got a guy that could be a number 1 wide receiver. What does that mean for the rest of the offense? I'm not sure because I'm still not drafting Daniel Jones. Maybe halfway through the season, if he's playing well, you pick him up. But, you know, Galladay's probably the one guy that I think still has the touchdown upside or might be a top 20 receiver, but I'm not taking him the first few rounds. I mean, it's really a toss-up. You don't know what Barkley's going to be. With another weapon like that, how does it affect Ingram? Kyle Rudolph's in the mix now. You got Booker coming in. You still got Shep. You got Slayton who's going to get one-on-one coverage. So it's kind of like all over the place. To me, the only sure bet for somebody you want to have as a starter is Galladay.
So give me who's the starting lineup day one. Who do you think?
For the Giants?
As far as the
Yeah,
skill
for skill
positions.
set,
Yeah.
skill positions.
This is day one. I think Barkley will start. I think Barkley will be back. Obviously Jones. I think Ingram would be the number 1 tight end.
I thought he was. I thought you were saying they were they were definitely moving on from him.
I thought that's what the rumors were, but now it's kind of settled down a little bit. So I think they just want to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. I mean, that's what Garrett likes to do. But that takes a receiver off the field sometimes. So
that's a shame. That takes Caden Smith out of the mix too.
But you're putting
I like Caden Smith too.
Do I.
But
that was my question. So who are the wide receivers in a 2 tight end set?
In a 2 tight end set, I still think it's going to be probably Galladay and Slayton.
Yeah.
Just because Shepard's coming up on the last year of that contract, Slayton's younger. He's got it going to have for a couple more years. And I think Rudolph's going to factor in around the goal line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So even if you're losing a receiver, you put a guy like Rudolph in. Yeah, it's adding a receiver.
So for the offense is good, and for Jones, that's a plus.
Yes,
but for the other guys on the field, it's a negative.
Yeah.
So
I got you. And what does that say honestly about Ingram? I mean, they bring in a shorthanded Kyle Rudolph. You know what I mean? Because Ingram is just
exactly
that dude
what it is.
He can't hang on to the ball.
I think if you're in certain situations late in a game where you got to have people catching passes, you're probably pulling Ingram out and putting Rudolph in because he's sure-handed.
And they're still going to run stuff for Ingram, because his skill set. They ran a lot of stuff for him. He makes plays.
Yeah.
But I think late game, when you're trying to get a first down to seal the game, stuff like that, you're probably going to have Rudolph in the mix.
Right, which is a good point.
So, to me, I think your best signing, though, was actually keeping one of your own.
Oh, yeah. Your defense.
Yeah, I think.
I thought we weren't talking defense today.
Well, okay. I'm me. I'm going to do what I want to do. So screw you. But,
you paid for everything, so.
Well, no, and I think we do
have to throw that wallet around
because we had a good point. I think you have to bring defense into it a little bit because it's also going to tell you how much that offense is going to be on the field too, right? So if your defense is pretty decent, your offense might have a couple extra touches, a couple extra plays. So I mean, keeping Williams and then bringing it, I'm not sold on Adoree Jackson though.
I love Adoree Jackson.
I'm sold only because they didn't lose anybody, so he's a pure addition, and I think he's got skill set. Yeah.
Well, the thing about him is the last time he played,
he's only played like 3 games in the last 2 seasons.
Caveat is that he was banged up, but the last year he played a full season, he ranked number 1 in NFL on throws over 20 yards.
Oh, he's a speed demon.
Speed demon, and he can cover. So the only place he has a real weakness is tackling. I'm hoping that coaching staff was pretty good last year, turning that defense around. So hopefully they could, coach him up on the tackling.
Yeah, you can teach tackling.
That's just
tackling
that's
well.
Just
My worry is with defensive backs. I think if they sit out a couple years, I mean, are you really up to game speed? Especially, I mean, the wide receiver position is probably the one that you see like the greatest leaps every year, man. Every year you have like these new guys coming out that look like Julio Jones but run like Tyreek Hill.
But to me, the deal what they paid him, there's total upside.
But here's the other point is that, like he said, he's an addition to their starting Peppers.
Right.
They drafted McKinney last year, who's going to start at the other safety. They have Julian Love, Logan Ryan.
You got to count on
Bradbury, who was in the Pro Bowl last year. So
he's in count on those players going. I mean,
he will slot in as the number 2 quarterback first game though.
Yeah, but I mean, Cleveland at the end of the year they were down to their 5th and 6th cornerbacks. They took off the trash heap. Like it's better to have. You need depth at these positions.
And they met with Jason McCourty today. I think they might sign Jason McCourty too.
What as a Giants fan, how do you feel about your team going into next year?
With what we did recently in this offseason and the free agency, you didn't mention Devontae Booker and how that's going to play a part as well. With
solid.
There's a few moves I didn't mention.
But that one, when you mention Barkley, you got to. He will be sharing with Booker.
They've got some coverage.
For sure.
Barkley takes a couple games to get back to speed.
For sure. I think personally, if we're going to keep right now, I think this is saying a lot. This is saying a lot for the team with the Giants and putting a lot on Daniel Jones's shoulders with getting the players, getting everybody around.
Yeah. For sure.
So this is the thing that I found really interesting about the Giants. I like to make fun of Danny Dimes, but it's mostly a joke. The reality is, after the first 5 games of the season, he actually was, I think, number 2 in rushing yards for quarterbacks. He actually looked really good. So he's got the skill set. His issue is, can he not fumble?
That's his biggest issue. Can he not make
mistakes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the interceptions were way down, and later on in the season, he didn't lose as many fumbles. He didn't fumble as much, but it was still
more than
he should.
Still too much. But it'll be aided by getting wow, I'm forgetting his name. Getting our used to be left tackle back, Nate Solder, will switch to the right guard. Now you're going to have those young guys that were starting last year. They're going to be a year under their belt. So the line will be improved. Booker, one of the best thing he does is pass block. Yeah. So that'll be a help. And there's a reason they brought in. They have 5 tight ends on the roster right now.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I mean, a good tight end block.
And I mean, this is, you know, like you guys said, this is Danny Dimes' prove it year. You know, you see teams do this when it's, you know, are we going to roll with our quarterback? Is this our quarterback of the future? Well, let's get him some weapons, see how he does. Denver tried it last year with Drew Lock, right? They bring in Melvin Gordon in the backfield. They draft Jerry Jeudy. It just so happened that Cortland Sutton unfortunately went out, so Locke didn't really get that chance to kind of prove himself to see if he'd be the quarterback of the future. Yeah. So he's kind of screwed. I think Denver brings somebody in. But they're doing that with the Giants. So if everybody stays healthy and the Giants can't do anything this year, Danny Dimes is out.
The Giants did what the Browns did last year. Mayfield, here's everybody you want.
Yeah.
Here's a video game.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
What are you going to do?
And to be fair, before he got hurt, he was on a little hot streak, and you know I think I cited this during the season. The average yard of separation in the NFL, the Giants were I think second to last. So that's basically the league average of separation from a receiver, and the defensive back was like 2.8, 2.7, and the Giants were averaging around 1.4 to 1.7. I mean, there was games that they averaged about 1.1 yards of separation. Which is, you know, we always say in the NFL is, you know, a yard is open, but by the league average, they were under average, and you didn't really have, you know, I think Slayton has potential to be a really great number 2, and maybe even if he learned, you know, but he's not a number 1, and they were able to shade to him. And once Barkley's out, you don't have to have a guy in the box. So, yeah, Galladay changes things. He takes the top off the defense, and then it's a whole different game.
Well, what I like about Slayton, too, is Slayton is, you know, mainly, I think he plays the slot quite a bit, but he's somebody who can go outside. Yeah. He can take, I mean, he's not a slow
Are you talking
player.
Shepard or Slayton?
Slayton.
No, Slayton's a downfield guy, but you're talking about Shepard. Yeah, Shepard could go outside, too.
Yeah. So anything else you guys want to talk about with the Giants, or?
No, I think it's a wait-and-see approach for most of the offense. I think you could go out and draft Galladay, you know, go do your mocks and see where he's falling, but I think he's in Dynasty. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with you.
Yeah, I got a little. I'm nervous.
His Elderwand's coming
in Dynasty, and even in redraft, I think he's a solid bet. Got to give you like probably 8 to 10 touchdowns, hovering around 1,000 yards, and then you see where it goes with Jones and Barkley and the like.
All right, so let's move on. I got to say, this is the quickest we've ever gotten to another.
You're making it longer.
I don't think so. I think that actually was a lot longer than we think.
I think so as well.
All right.
I'll say the same. And we spent a lot of time on the Giants.
But it's all right because we got 2 Giants fans, so we expected the Giants to go long.
Speaking about...
I got one locked and loaded. So.
I see it. I see. NFC East, and one of the, I'd say wouldn't want to say meek, but the teams that are just...
Well, they won the division last year.
Yeah, but it's by default. There's no one's reaching and grabbing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what did you do by default? Because you guys didn't make the playoffs.
Exactly. That's the point. Default. I mean, the Eagles did give away a game.
There it is. But default. Anyways, so we're talking Washington and what they've done in the offseason. They've picked up some pretty good heat, I'd say, outside of their quarterback, Fitzpatrick. I'm looking at them, and, you know, you're looking at a guy like Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Scary Terry.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Well, I know where he plays.
He's the stud muffin of the group.
Yeah.
And I think there's no other receivers around him. So you have him, right? And then you go ahead and add in the offseason Curtis Samuels.
There you go.
Hey, can I look at my notes?
Where do those guys play college?
Don't say the
Ohio State.
I got another one coming for you.
Ohio State.
The Ohio State. But you add someone like Curtis Samuels onto the team. He's got 77 receptions last year. Or I'm so sorry, that was 2019. So that was a pretty good 85 targets. If you're looking at him compared to Terry McLaurin, he's definitely going to split the field. There's no one around Terry McLaurin receiver-wise, would you guys say?
Not anybody of note. I mean, they had a couple of guys, but
no, Travis is not in there.
It's a big deal.
He's the only one, and I think they should still look for someone because even in the third position, there's no one. So splitting the field and splitting those touches and targets. I mean, with Terry McLaurin, you got Curtis Samuels, which is going to be huge. running back position, you're looking at Gibson there, but they also have McKissick, which is not really. I think they should
That's
still
the
be
guy. I
looking
couldn't
out.
remember his name last week. McKissick.
Yeah, no.
J.D. McKissick, right?
Yeah.
I was screaming it at my television. And you were like, I couldn't think of the name.
But-
I'm like, McKissick.
In my opinion, he's not doing much either. He's not bringing much
He's a
value to
receiver.
the.
He's a receiver.
He's not really bringing anything. So they're going to need some.
I think he disagrees with you.
Yeah, he got a ton of targets, man.
Yeah, he catches the ball pretty well. So
no,
maybe
no,
you're
I'm
talking.
saying he's a receiver. Yeah.
Well, he's not-
He's less a running back. and
Yeah,
more
he's
receiver.
more of a receiver.
Well,
running
that's
back.
what I mean. There's no competition with him in splitting
You're
those.
saying for getting the carries.
Yeah, as far as
Gibson's
Gibson is,
guy.
he's still going to keep his. So if you're looking at fantasy and what are these players going to do, getting like Curtis Samuels on the team with Terry McLaurin, what is that going to do for his targets? What is that going to do for his yards? I think it's going to be good. Number one, number two, I think it's going to give them the possibility of getting more targets or knowing, McLaurin's probably going to be open in these certain plays to actually put him on.
Real quick, do you think that's gonna like Samuel coming on? Do you think that hurts McLaurin, like taking targets away? Do you think it's going to kind of pull cover? I mean, I love Samuels. I don't know if he's not.
He
not a
doesn't
number
do.
one.
No, he's not a
Yeah.
number one. He's a perfect number two.
He's a Christian McCaffrey in some.
They move him all over the field. It's going to pull coverage.
But the thing he does, and he gets. I mean, from last year, 97 targets. That's more than what McLaurin is getting, for sure. But
That was also a terrible quarterback play too. Now you bring in Fitzmagic, who's a gunslinger. Holy,
Well, it's going to be interesting. And that's the thing, I guess, that I'm waiting to see, because to me, Washington's defense is amazing. They won the division last year by default, maybe, but they won.
we swept them.
But it's hard to say that they're going to be
did you good?
that they're
That
gonna
much
repeat.
better?
Well, yeah, even if they're going to repeat, because I do believe the Giants have gotten better. Dallas is going to be healthy. And Washington, to me, I still don't know who their quarterback is. And Fitzmagic, listen, I love the guy,
Yeah.
but he almost retired.
Here's the thing. I
this
know
is-
where you're going
this is
with
like his
Fitzmagic.
18th
Hold
year,
on,
too.
Mark. I know the barrage is coming with Fitzmagic. The thing that people forget about him is in spot duty, he's awesome.
He is.
When he has to play a full season, you're going to get the ugly side of Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the game where he throws 4
Interception.
picks.
Yeah.
They
You're gonna
wrote
get all of that.
They wrote a perfect article that encompassed all of what Fitzmagic is, and it said Washington, all in McLaurin, Samuel, Gibson, Logan, Fitzmagic, all this power, 0 Fs to give.
Here's
they
the-
don't care.
What's great about it is that they kind of got the perfect setup for Fitzpatrick. They got Kyle Allen there. So, don't start him. Start Kyle Allen and just
And then
bring
pull
Fitz.
him
You
in.
just rotate him in and out, and you're going to get the best of it, because that's really how his
Well, and I'm
careers
not
went.
so sure that they're not going to go Taylor, because they seem pretty high on him. They signed him for a good amount of
Oh,
money.
yeah. I like how he played well in the playoffs against the eventual Super Bowl champs, a
Yeah,
good defense.
They gave Tampa
And-
a pretty good challenge.
And what's crazy is that if you watch, I know most of you guys, we watched most of the game. Do you remember that game?
Didn't we talk
so
about
y'all
this? though?
talking about
Heineke's
y'all
30,
talking about
though.
Heineke
Yeah,
being the
so
future
listen,
of the.
Well, they
No,
gave him
maybe
a
not the-
2-year contract.
yeah,
I
maybe
think
not
they
the
want to see
future.
what he does in camp.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, watching the game, the system didn't. He was making plays. Is what I'm saying.
He was.
Right.
He
wasn't.
was.
There wasn't. They weren't scheming that up. That was him making plays.
Oh, yeah.
In a game in the playoffs.
Yeah,
A
he
guy
was
that.
drawing
Because another
plays
dude
in
was
the
0
dirt.
Fs to give, honestly.
Yeah.
Tyler Heineke's like, this is my stage. It's
Yeah.
either I perform now
He's
or
playing for a contract.
And to
Exactly.
me, a guy with all the stats and the exposure and all, that's all nice. But you see a guy in the playoffs, he's kind of rushed. He got pushed to start. It was kind of last minute. I think he played a game a week before the playoffs, or he got rushed into a game. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he came in like halfway
He
through.
came in and
at
in
halftime.
spot duty, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
But to get thrown into a playoff game against Tom Brady, against that
yeah.
defense
Says a
in
lot.
Tampa, I mean, they were in Washington, but to play well, and he made the plays. Like, they weren't running the ball play. He was making plays. So
Oh, he was definitely making plays. I think that thread that game was hilarious too. When we were all,
Oh, yeah, that
we're
was-
all like, oh my god, look at this guy. Who the hell is he? Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is the future.
Well,
and then someone
yeah.
finally Googled it, and we're like, oh shit, he's 30.
yeah, yeah. But
He's been here.
But I think that they didn't put money into him if they didn't. Now, to me, I think that they draft a quarterback. I think that they see if it's Heineke or Allen.
Yeah.
But they have Fitz in case.
So what do you think happens with McLaurin?
I honestly think that they got terrible quarterback play last year for the majority of the year. I think both Samuels and McLaurin are going to.
You have one more guy to throw in there, Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas.
And,
yeah, he's
Love him.
and he's taken a lot as well. He's taken a lot, 72 receptions.
I think their offense is going to improve.
Yeah.
And I think that and here's why. Ron Rivera tried to trade for Curtis Samuel last year, and Carolina wouldn't let him go, and so then they got him for free, basically.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, I think Ron knows how to use him, and I think it's going to help McLaurin because he's going to take a lot of them. People are going to have to respect. Yeah, well,
McLaurin's a car.
I mean, he's a car. He's quick.
He is quick, and he's definitely he's the top of the heap there. I think McLaurin's targets go up this year.
Yeah.
And I think that's because Samuel, let's just say the weapons that Washington has, you have to respect McLaurin now because you bring in Curtis Samuel, who they're going to move all over the field. They're going to shift them everywhere. You're going to see him do in the backfield. You're going to see him line up in the slot. You're going to see him line up out wide. You have to respect his speed. You have to respect his game, right? They're going to try to give him the ball, and he's sure-handed. Then you got Logan Thomas, who was an absolute cannot sit that. I don't care who your other tight end is on your team. You're not sitting Logan Thomas, especially at the end of the year, right?
Yep.
He was looking great. You bring in Fitzpatrick, who's in his 18th year, has nothing really to prove. He's just going to go out there and have fun. They were like, here's a ton of weapons, dude. Go win us some games, right? Gibson, who can catch the ball. McKissick, who can catch the ball. So you have to respect everybody. And with McLaurin's skill set and how good that dude is,
I just want to hear
targets.
I just want to hear Delano
The
say
trash.
I just want to hear Delano say that the Washington football team is going to finish above the Giants next year.
No, it's not happening. Not happening.
Washington wins that division.
I think the two of them will be. I think the
default.
two of them will be fighting for the division. I think Dallas falls behind both of them. Honestly,
So you think it's really going to be number 2, Washington?
yeah, why?
Washington's defense is.
I'm just
No, I think
just-
it'll be
possibly.
Giant. I don't know who will win, to be honest, but I think it'll be Washington and New York at the top. I think Dallas.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde as your quarterback. I mean, that's
Yeah,
gonna,
but you don't know if Heineke gets in there. Allen played well at times. He has small hands, but he's played well at times.
You have small hands.
Yeah, I do, but I'm not an NFL quarterback.
Carney folk, small hands.
I had a
smell
question,
like
though.
cabbage.
What?
That's from Austin Powers.
So, like,
dude.
kind
That's
of what we
should have
did
on the
with
board.
He's too young.
Curtis Samuel. We already know where McLaurin's going. Gibson, Samuel, where do you slot them in as far as drafting? And if you're in a dynasty, how much money do you want to put into these guys going forward?
Dynasty-wise, McLaurin is, you can definitely draft him.
Not
safely.
McLaurin. I'm talking about Samuels, Gibson.
So, all right.
Oh, Gibson's for sure. You replace
Gibson
that with
for sure is a
replace
first-round
that.
dynasty stuff because he's fringe first-round, just redraft leagues. I will say in recent weeks since the signing, Curtis Samuel's ADP has jumped significantly, probably 6 to 7 rounds in redraft leagues.
Wow.
Are you going to go out and get the guy in fantasy or in a dynasty in the first 3-4 rounds? No, you're not going to. He's going to be one of those bonus guys that you grab in like round 9 of a dynasty, and you're pretty happy with it, right? Because he's still relative. He's still got some ball to give. So I mean,
got some balls to give.
some
Well,
balls.
I think he's a receiver who kind of can play the role of a running back. He can
Absolutely.
be.
Trust me, they didn't bring him into town to not get him the ball.
Oh yeah, they gave him.
know.
They pay. I always follow the money. That's what I say. Especially when they give a guy money, there's
They're
a
going to
reason
try
to
to
give
get
him
the
the
ball
money.
to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless you're Cleveland and OBJ.
So you think he's top 5 round in a redraft?
Who?
Samuel.
Top
Yeah,
5
for
rounds?
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
No, I think he's.
That's what I'm
like,
trying
I
to
think
gauge
he's-
where he's
No,
at.
no,
Yeah,
come on. You just asked me. I know.
No.
I think he's somebody you pick up in the 7th and you're pretty happy about.
So in redraft
No,
leagues,
I didn't notice.
I've been snatching them up like crazy in redraft leagues, and like round 11, I think it is that I'm getting them.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's actually lower than
That's,
I thought.
that's what I.
As my 4th receiver on 3 receiver start teams, I'm totally okay with that because it's best ball. So if he outscores, my Amari Coopers, my Hopkins, like those pickups, I'm stoked about that.
All right, well let him roll right into who's he got? The Cowboys or
The
the
Cowboys.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Because I think the Cowboys are going to rebound pretty well.
I don't think. so.
And they should. And the reason why is
8 and
because
1.
they got rid of the statue.
That's a big rebound.
That went out.
Actually.
They got rid of the statue that went out to Chicago, unfortunately. And you bring back in Dak, right? So you bring back in a guy that's mobile, can get that offense moving. You still have Zeke, who's got a lot of football left in him. That offensive line is not that bad. I mean, they had 40. They only gave up 44 sacks last year, and that was with Dalton back there. Who, I mean, we've watched games. Dalton would hold that ball for 5-6 seconds. It's almost like he went through his reads like 2 or 3 times. It was insane.
Well, and those receivers were getting open, so there's no excuse for holding the ball that long.
No, none at all. And Dalton, so out of the 44 sacks last year, Dalton took 24 of them in 11 games, and Dak had 10 and 5. So you're looking at getting sacked twice a game. All right, you can live with that, right? 1 sack a half. So you bring back in Dak now, fresh, hopefully with all these weapons that he should have been able to play with the full season last year.
So he should be happy.
Yeah, I mean, you're happy when you have Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and your third guy, although, you know, he's still a free agent, Gallup, you know. But if Gallup leaves, they could bring in another guy to fill the role, someone that's just serviceable.
Gallup's just a speed guy. Like, in other words, he's just an outside guy. They never line him up in the slot. Never.
No.
That's all you need on that team, though, because you got Amari, who's going to be technically good. You're going to CeeDee Lamb, who's just a playmaker, going to get open. You have Zeke, who just commands you to put 8 people in the box. You know what I mean? And so coming up in the draft, you know, you would think maybe Dallas, with all these stars, wants to protect their quarterback, right? Maybe go offensive lineman. Well, it's funny because our good buddy Jared King did a mock draft today, and it was a mock NFL draft. So he had an interesting pick at 10. I don't think he's going to make it there, but if Kyle Pitts fell to 10 to Dallas, holy Christ!
What?
There's no way.
You're talking.
You hear this guy?
You're talking. I don't think he'll make it. And I told him, I said, I don't think he's going to make it to 10. But if he did,
So when was Jared doing?
Well, can I just say this? Can I put this out there real quick?
It was a mock draft for
Jared
the NFL.
King, certified. I mean, idiot. So let's get that out of the way. That's number 1. Kyle Pitts won't make it to 10.
Kyle Pitts won't.
And if he does, you know, I could see, you know, be fair, I'm just joking, but he is an idiot. If he was there, I could see the Jones, both of them taking Pitts.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
that's
for
in
sure.
their MO.
Yeah, listen, if Pitts, like, I don't think he falls past Cincinnati.
He's not going past Cincinnati unless they go Jamar Chase. I hear that Cincy's like real high on Jamar Chase now too, but I mean, for my money, I think it's Devonta Smith.
Let me ask you this: based on what you're saying, how you're projecting that offense, right?
Yeah.
Is Cooper a top 20 wide receiver next year?
Top 20 wide receiver?
Yeah.
Or top 20 overall? Just wide receiver?
No, wide receiver.
Wide
Absolutely.
receiver.
Okay.
WR.
And CD is fringe.
CD's fringe top 20.
Yeah.
So here's my big questions. I like Amari. I love CD. I think he's better than Amari, but the way that offense is ran, my question, 2 big questions for me is: does Zeke return to form?
Yes.
He's in what year now? 7th year?
No, he's young. So Zeke is the same age as Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
He's a young guy still.
But he has more. He has more
weight.
wear.
Yeah, he's got one
more
more year in the
weight
league.
carrying
Yeah,
around.
one more year. But to me,
if
you look, we have last season to go on. And before Dak got hurt, 5 weeks, he was a top 5 running back. He was a top 3 running back twice, top 1 running back once.
Okay.
So when the offense was intact.
So you feel good about him going to next year?
I mean, I don't think like in a dynasty league, I'm probably not signing him for 4 years, 3 years. But I think the next year, I think he's going to be good this year.
You know,
and then my other question, so I want you to answer this. Dak Prescott.
Do I get a chance for Zeke too? I got some.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. He answered. I thought he answered for you. You got it. My bad.
Well, I think bringing Dak back opens Zeke back up, right? Because you have to respect Dak's mobility and Dak's potential to throw the ball downfield. But the unsung part of the game that you have to think about is that takes Zeke from being strictly between the tackles with the statue Andy Dalton handling him off the ball to Dak being able to stretch out run plays and get Zeke outside. And I think you get good blocking tight ends. You have powerful receivers, a good offensive line. You start getting Zeke outside the tackles too and give him the ability to have vision and cut.
Yeah.
Zeke's returning the form.
So this rolls right into what I was going to ask you. Dak Prescott, big question with him. We can't just ignore the injury. And a compound fracture, the only other guy in the NFL quarterback that we know that had a compound fracture. Well, also Alex Smith.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're right.
So do we know
Alex Smith
that he's going to bounce back and be the same guy? Now, I think the first 2 weeks of the season, guys are going to play that offense like they would play Dak last year just because they have to. But if you're 2 weeks into the season and he's not as mobile as he was or he's not as confident, then maybe things change. And I think
things could change.
Zeke. The reason I asked about Zeke is because I think if Zeke is not Zeke, I think that changes everything. Because I don't think Dak is an Aaron Rodgers, and I forget Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Dak is a pocket quarterback that can sit back and pick apart a defense. I think he needs to run to execute the offense.
Absolutely. And you're right there. So he's going to have his wheels back, right? I think the difference between his and Alex Smith's injury, Alex Smith was boned through the skin, dude. And then he dealt with staph infection after staph infection. I mean, if you looked at the guy's legs on, I don't know if anyone saw that YouTube video of his family was like real happy when they announced that he was coming back to football.
Yeah.
Dude, his leg was like,
because
how the hell is he going to walk on that thing?
They had to pull a big part of his thigh to reconstruct.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a compound fracture, and we didn't see his bone, but it was dislocated and separated. I'm just saying there's a little trepidation for me.
Ooh, I like that word, trepidation.
Absolutely. So
I didn't even know you had that.
I have a lot.
Oh, wow.
Okay, relax.
You saw you pulled that one? Trepidation.
So I will say, I guess
precisely.
I'll reserve.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books.
Thank you.
And my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Go ahead, just talk over.
Like you set me up for that. So
You did.
Come on.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
So I guess my predictions really do come down to whether or not Dak is healthy. So you're absolutely right. Dak isn't healthy. Those numbers will not be nearly as good as they will with a healthy Dak.
Yeah. I'm saying he could be healthy and not be the same. So
did the Cowboys sign any free agents?
Yeah, I heard Tony Romo's coming back.
You know what? I liked Romo. I got to be honest.
I liked Romo too.
I don't think they did. And I think that's because they have, oh God, who is it? Cedric Wilson, right? Behind Gallup. If Gallup is the walk, they have Wilson there, who I think they were high on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's another guy that could just step into Gallup's role, which Gallup was, he was the field stretcher.
Yeah, the Cowboys didn't do a lot in free agency. They needed to add on the O-line. They needed to add on defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jerry Jones did what Jerry Jones should have done, and that was to pony up and reward Dak for being.
I see what you're doing. Gallup, Cowboys, pony up, bars. I'm
ready to ride.
He didn't do that on purpose, but it was
see
good.
what he's doing.
I do everything on purpose.
No, don't try to take that.
Then I have questions.
All right. So let's lead into, and this is actually kind of moving fairly quick for a show. With
I still think he was taking a long time.
No, he talked a lot.
Yeah, but that's mine.
No, that was the shortest I've ever
You're still doing it.
Okay.
You're doing it still.
I'm timing it.
Look, you're
I
still talking.
guarantee
So,
both of you.
See,
I'm going to end it quick. First of all, nobody likes to talk about the Eagles.
Nobody.
Number
No.
one.
I hate the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, they booed Santa Claus, right?
They throw batteries.
They
at
threw
people.
a game.
They
were first NFL team that you could say legitimately, without a doubt, threw an NFL. Regardless,
why you got a
take the
problem.
Giants out. I'm just saying.
No, he's right,
They
though.
threw an NFL game.
You're surprised from a team that has a prison under their stadium.
Not anymore, but they didn't.
God.
They didn't.
You're bothered. Listen,
No,
the Browns. I'm okay with them. You think they didn't throw a season with Hugh Jackson? You know, I mean, come on.
Well, see, now this makes sense coming from a Browns fan because this is the kind of culture you're used to. So you
It's
ever
not
go
about
into
culture.
something
You
wanting
can
to
spot
lose?
it.
No, but it's using your brain.
Yeah.
Sometimes losing is the best alternative.
That's fair, but
The
then
Browns
there's
got
still
to the
integrity that
playoffs.
has to be withheld.
Screw it.
Yeah, there were players.
You're the integrity guy.
But not in football.
That's bullshit. But okay.
You shut your
Proceed.
harsh
Go
mouth.
ahead. I wish I had the soundboard.
You don't have it on the
This is
soundboard?
well, he's not going to get himself.
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth. That's what you have.
Okay, so the Eagles. Let's get back to the Eagles. I don't care.
Or let's
we-
not get
do we
back to
have
the
to?
Eagles now on
We can
today's
skip this.
Fox
I don't think
News.
anybody gives a shit.
Anything with them has to be graded on a curve because you can't sign anybody with no money. You know?
And especially when they're signing their contracts in finger paint.
Listen, they ate $33.8 million in dead cap money for the Carson Wentz trade.
That's crazy because
Yeah.
that's a lot of.
It's a lot of money to eat.
is.
Maybe he has a massage deal going on.
I don't know.
That we don't know about.
I don't know. I'm not going to talk
Carson
about that
looks
stuff.
like the masseuse, though, not the massagee.
He does look like the masseuse.
So the best thing they did.
You don't know
right,
how
the
many
best-
men I've touched.
Wow, I can't go anywhere with that. But
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
Anthony Harris was their best signing. It's a safety from Minnesota. I think he honestly was the second best safety out there, to be honest. Like, I think the Browns safety, the one they signed.
Of course.
No, I think he's better. I think he's well, we'll get to the Browns later, but the reason why I like him is that he was the green dot. He was the guy that ran the defense. And Anthony Harris, as good as he is, he wasn't running the defense. So, but I think it's their best signing. Other than that, they signed a guy that played special teams with Tampa, Andrew Adams. And then their most notable signing was Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, who
played well last year when he got in,
and who may play this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they're not sold on
Hurts.
Hurts. They're not. So I think they're going to let Hurts go. They're going to give him absolutely nobody. You got Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
And who else?
Oh, they're breaking up something that was
I think
that
the
could
jury's
work.
out. And I think that even if he is an above-average receiver, which he may be, there is nobody around him.
Yeah, I think they have him. They have him mocked to pick up a receiver in the first round. I think they have him getting Jalen Waddle.
Well, they traded back, right? They traded to 6.
Yeah, because
or
they
traded to 12.
They were slated for Pitts at 5, and they traded back, and I think they're at 12 now.
Yeah, who did they trade with?
Oh,
Miami.
Yeah.
So Miami got their 6th pick.
No, Miami moved up to 6, I thought.
With the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles moved back to 12.
Yeah, okay. So Miami who made the deal before that? Somebody made the deal.
San Francisco
with
there
Miami.
You go. And then Eagles got another number 1 pick next year.
Yeah.
But to me,
so they're junking this year, basically.
They are, because who you're getting at 12, you need a quarterback probably. You need a receiver probably.
Yeah.
Who you getting?
It's just strange to go get the receiver before the quarterback. Yes. I mean, maybe they want to give him another weapon. You got Goddard there still. You got Sanders. And you got Rager, who you just spent the first-round pick on last year. So maybe they don't go there.
Yeah.
They did. They lost Vinny Curry.
Yeah, dude. You're looking
maybe
at
you go D-line.
So who do they go?
An offensive line, too. They gave up 65 sacks last year.
Yeah, I think if they're really trying to rebuild, you're going O-line or D-line.
Yeah. And I don't know that there's any O-linemen.
It's a little early draft projection.
I don't think there's an O-lineman that deserves to be taken in the top 12 picks this year. No. So, I think it's iffy. There's actually some pretty good guards, but you don't need to get a guard that early.
No,
So maybe they go D-line. But anyways, that's it with the Eagles. I think they're going to be last place again next year. I think they're planning on it.
So from a fantasy standpoint, who in that offense do you want on your team, and where do you want to? Where's your value that you're getting?
And you want
one guy.
No, two guys.
Two
guys.
I like Dallas Goedert, actually.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Just because they do throw to the tight end quite a bit.
Right.
I like Miles.
Yeah.
And I do think if it's the right spot, you have to take Hurts and give it a shot, because I'm not a big fan. He's not very accurate, but he did put up good numbers last year.
I mean, and he only played how many games?
4
as well.
games.
So that's not enough.
Well, here's the question.
16.
So what are we talking about? Like, in a redraft league, I'm not wasting a roster spot on Hurts.
All right, so let's break it down.
One on Sanders and Goddard.
So
what's
say
the value?
Say it's a best ball league. So you don't have towards the end of the draft, you don't have shit to lose. In the front end of the draft, obviously you're drafting your mainstay.
Yeah.
You drafting anybody in your mainstay?
Maybe Sanders,
right?
That's about it. Because I don't know what the quarterback
Goddard.
play. Goddard fringe. I do not draft Hurts because Flacco's there. They gave him money. I don't know how many games he's
the thing I
play.
like about Sanders is I like Sanders with Hurts, because I think it opens up the running lanes.
Right.
Sanders didn't look good before Hurts got in there.
How much of that was the coach? I mean, he got
and
fired
how much
too.
of that was the injury?
That's fair.
Yeah. So
are you rolling the dice on any Eagles late in the draft?
I think
Jalen Reagor.
I think Dallas has real value, because to me, after your first 4 tight ends, the ones that we think maybe actually can change, he's a strong, solid, consistent tight end.
Yeah. Kudos to you. Point. You had the goddamn Eagles, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to just come up with material.
Oh, I thought you were saying you could have dragged that on to like 20, 30 minutes probably.
What, the Eagles?
Yeah,
just
I'm sure.
Just trashing them?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I don't want to trash the Eagles. They're a storied franchise. Invincible was a good movie.
Yeah, the best thing about the Eagles is Invincible.
Yeah.
Stop.
Is it not? Tell me right now. That and maybe their fight song.
It's pretty bad. The top 2 things about the Eagles are 2 movies, Invincible and Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh,
That it's true though.
Yeah, that does count, doesn't it?
And Philly, right? I mean, you got to throw that in there.
Should we? No, maybe not.
I don't know where to go with that.
I don't either.
So, what are we doing next week?
We're going to talk about the AFC East.
All right.
Yeah, let's bounce it back and forth. NFC, AFC, NFC, AFC. That way we don't alienate all of our viewers.
Like we just did the Eagles fans.
Well, and Anton. I mean,
shit.
I feel like Anton's going to be a little bit upset with us.
Oh, I hope he listens to it. Listen to it nice, long, and hard.
Well, Anton's, I haven't met him yet, but, through all of our text messaging, Anton seems like a really good dude. Maybe he's the best thing that's happened to the Eagles.
Yeah, he's a good dude who knocked grown men on their rears consistently in the football. I mean,
and as bad as you talked about the Eagles, I mean,
yeah, he's probably doesn't.
You should probably watch your back. I mean,
oh, wait a minute! You're also. Wait a minute! Everyone's
also sitting in his seat.
Everyone's pointing their gun in this direction for crying out loud. We just all bash the Eagles.
It's another.
Well, he knows we're Giants fans.
But Anton knows I made it clear I'm a South Jersey kid. He knows South Jersey kids either love or hate the Eagles.
Yeah,
there's no in between.
Well, Delano, why don't you tell people how to find us?
I know where to find you.
Your music.
You know where to find us?
Somewhere where we hit a button once.
I know where to find us.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, where do you find us? On any major platform. That's going to be on YouTube if you want to watch the show. If you listen to
Please
iTunes
like and subscribe,
or can I get there? If you also listen to your podcast on Anchor, iTunes, just go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom of this video. If you one time, don't
just once.
Thank you. One time.
Unless you have two accounts, then hit it twice, one on each account.
There you go.
But still only hit it one time.
Or twice.
Right? Don't hit it twice. That's what she said.
It depends. All right.
What if you really like it?
Finish the show.
Hey, it's like you. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Hey, like and subscribe. Follow us. Instagram, Facebook.
Thank
we
God
on
we're
Twitter?
back. We've had way too long off. I feel like.
YouTube. All right. Peace, guys.
They say I'm crazy.